What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Just want to make a short video on the new Pacific Rim bust Crimson Typhoon. Looks like there's 150 to the deluxe regular, which is $33.99 TBA, but probably less than 50 is my guess. Obviously, this one, you gotta go with that deluxe. I know it's like $1,600 more, but 1,000% worth it. I don't know who in their right mind would even buy a regular. So let's kind of check this out. Ships in 3 boxes, 5K. The last one, was that also just 5K? Yeah, 5,000. I wonder if they're also going to make a statue to go with it, similar how this one has its statue. Let's see. Let's check this bad boy out. So, obviously, first Pacific Rim movie, pretty cool character. Unfortunately, his battles didn't last very long, but it is very cool. I wish we could have got more fighting scenes with him, because it seems like he is taken down very quickly. I like the red color. I think it... Plus, it's like Japanese thing, so it's like the triplets that fought in this one, the Japanese triplets. So it has like a Japanese dragon right there, almost like a tattoo per se. Ginormous, as you can see, 127 centimeters wide, so this thing's taken up an entire garage shelf. Now, one thing you could technically do is pair this with the, not the Prime 1, but the name of the other company, Way Studios. So it also has that feature of opening up. We need to get a close-up, though. Not a ton to see on the back. Yeah, like without the arms, it's like not even that cool, honestly. All right, yeah, there's the triplets. Really cool. I mean, I also like just the head down with the one eye. I think that looks sick. Yeah, like I would definitely never even consider something like just that. You gotta have the triple arm. Forget the name of the formation, but yeah, like that together looks sick. If you were to do this though, you need to have both the Way Studios statues in the middle. That would be cool. The Way Studios are ginormous though, and they're very expensive. But they also have like electronic moving parts. I think like the blades spin and stuff like that. I like the textures. The paint app looks like a metallic red. Very cool. Similar base to the Gypsy Danger. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. At least they do a good job right here in terms of not having a giant open peg. I'm sure there's some part you input to block off the peg. It's a cool design, but I do think Gypsy Danger is cooler looking. The only cool thing about this is obviously the triple arm, but the actual main core body, I think Gypsy Danger looks better. I think it has more detail, especially with that giant middle part. Definitely cool though. But Gypsy Danger, definitely with that giant thing right here, I think adds quite a bit to it. Plus, the face looks cooler. In general, the armor, I think there's just more to look at. So I do think overall, if I had to pick, this is still the winner. Because that arm right there is freaking sick. I love that arm. I love the original bust because it's a super iconic pose as well. Like throughout the movie, he does this pose like literally before every fight. It's like iconic for it. The biggest problem with this is obviously it blocks that middle detail. That's my biggest problem with this one. This one also, because of this pose, it makes it extra wide. So extra space hog. Plus this arm just feels a little... Like normally the arm would be in that position. That's kind of a weird position for this arm. It looks a little awkward. But that arm is sick. But the nice thing is if you get this statue, you do get like 2 of those arms. So... in terms of just natural posing, this one definitely works better than this one. It's just that arm is sick and it also doesn't block the middle. But Crimson Typhoon's definitely cool. Like I said, I would only get this in the situation where you also have at least Way Studios statue, but you'd also have to get the Way Studios Gypsy Danger because this one is slightly smaller and you don't want them on like different scales. Alrighty, so I believe they're on Spec Fiction's website. Like here, I think, let me just check. Yeah, I think this is it. Let me just double check. Yeah, Way Studios, so check that out. Definitely not as vibrant a red. but it's in the ocean where they fought. Again, 84 centimeters tall. So as you can see, it's really big. And I believe this one's already like sold out. Lighting and flame effects, seawater scene. There's a few of them. It looks like they're pretty much all waitlisted with spec. I know you can still get the Gypsy Danger version. There's like a few different ones. But again, ginormous. I still think concept-wise, I do prefer the Prime 1. This one has a ginormous, unnecessarily big base. Like, I like that base, but it's too tall. And it's making the statue ginormous. And height is always the hardest to display. Height, well, not necessarily height. Probably depth, actually. Depth is the hardest, even more than width. I'm sure you could probably still find this if you wanted to. Actually, that's Infinity Studio, really? 200 lighting positions? Really? 200? That's madness. I don't see 200. Nevertheless, this is a cool statue, and you'd have to get it to go with the bust. It's not even as tall as the bust. It's, what, 84 centimeters tall? Where the actual bust was, what was the exact height again? 103. Yeah, so generally I do prefer my bust a little taller than the statue. There are some of my statues where they are taller, of course. You look at, like, Marcus, he's obviously taller. I think that one's okay, but typically I like the statue eye level to be the same as the bust. Similar to, like, the Predator, as you can see, the eye levels are almost the same. I think the bust is slightly lower. But I don't mind if the statue's slightly taller. But when it's ridiculously taller, like, unfortunately, my Wonder Woman on horse, it doesn't pair as good with the bust, in my opinion, due to that. I do prefer if they're similar to, like, this setup. I could say the Predator could even be slightly taller, so the eyes do align. But they still pair extremely good. That alien pairs very good because the eyes are about lined up. And I think that's the best look, is having the eyes lined up. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think of this Crimson Typhoon. I'm definitely not going to buy it. For me, Pacific Rim, my plan right now is just to get the old bus with the Prime 1 statue. I'm going to be buying it probably in August. I'm just waiting on some commissions. My company owes me a shiz ton of money right now, and I'm just waiting for that commission to be paid, and then I'm going to pay it in full. So that is what I'm going to be doing. But I do like this bust by Prime 1. I do not think it's going to sell well, just because it is a, like, extreme secondary character. He's in, like, less than a minute of the entire movie. And it's obviously extremely expensive, an extreme space hog. Personally, I think it was a mistake to make it. Especially right now when in the statue market where it's very hard to sell stuff. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this statue gets canceled just due to lack of pre-orders. Like, I can't see more than 25 people buying this, and they're probably all going to be in Asia. I doubt any Americans are going to buy it, any Australians, any Europeans. It's probably just going to be China-based. And those who collect Pacific Rim, like Nerdsphere, like, he'll obviously buy it because he has everything. But I just can't see this being a big seller, unfortunately. I do wish Prime 1 the best of luck, but in my opinion, it was a mistake to make this. Waste of time, energy, and money. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.